day. It's got the little studio all set up and all that good stuff. Cruising into 2026. Got some rock and roll stuff over here. That's pretty cool. And the boss got me one of these, right? So here we go. Take one, right? Live and uncut. I'm going to put this back. It's actually just for looks and all that good stuff, right? But we're here live today to talk about some public service announcements for VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. I'm going to be your host today for the Amp Live Real Estate Show because today is Deals Thursday. Always Deals Thursday. It's one of the awesome, great days of going out and finding deals, working deals. If you're doing it on the phone, text marketing, maybe you're door knocking, maybe you're paying for leads, right? Because a lot of stuff is a lot of bullshit in legislature. This companies, government regulations and states are trying to push shit to the point where, changing trying to change the platforms and what's the word I'm looking for, the environment on how to lead generate, right? Had a little conversation. I'll talk about it in a second. Yes, even with my son, he's a younger guy, and about, telemarketing, text messages, email, phone calls, right? And I'm going to have my opinion. And as my dad always used to say, opinions are like assholes. We all got one, right? So I'm going to give you my opinion at the end of the day. But today we're here for some public service announcements. I'm going to go ahead and drop some pro tips as always and drop some awesome little bombs. I may do an F-bomb or an S-bomb here and there. So plug your ears if it offends you, or if it's too much for you, I get it. Just keep on scrolling. Maybe it's not for you. It's an acquired taste at the end of the day. But I'm super fired up because I am. That's that voice that got really high, right? That's because I'm excited about 2026, 27, 28. Lots of cool, awesome stuff is coming down the wire. Things are changing. And when they change, the environment changes. The weeding out process starts with investors and wholesalers and newbies and agents and brokers and loan officers. And yes, even in business to business starts shifting and changing, right? So good and bad, yeah. If you're prepared for it, then you have some hindsight, then you're good to go. You're probably going to be able to navigate through the waves and crashing of the waves up and down and just some of the weather that's going to happen and what we're going to go through. If not, you want to be prepared and start gearing up now, okay? Get with some mentees, get with some coaching, study, start taking some action and getting into the field with your rock and roll business, or you will get gobbled up, eaten up, alive. You will perish. Kind of sucks to say, but I'm not here to fearmonger anybody. What I'm doing here is always truth. With me, you always get truth. You either like me or you don't. There's no place in between. And that's either by God's design, right? Or choices, or just how I think and process things in my life. Now, if you are on board with certain things that I share, then awesome. I speak to thousands and thousands of people every freaking year about creative real estate in general. But with VIP, take a look at it and go, hey, over here's a public sector. That's VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and now Investments that we're bringing to the table. And as you can see right here on this screenshot, right? That's the public sector with the MLS, brokerage, listings, buyers, all that other good stuff. I won't give you the other acronyms like NAR, CAR, all that good stuff, right? Depending on where you're at. This is for Southern California. Of course, we do business throughout the whole United States of America. And if you even wanted to drop your license with us, and you can go anywhere in the United States of America and do this, as well as internationally. If you want to go anywhere else out of the country, then I get it. You can still hang your license with us and be part of VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. All those things, I like to say, have been accumulation of over a couple of decades of kind of ultimately going, how would we want something done? How would we want something built? Well, we did that with somebody else and that didn't work, or we hung a license with them, or maybe it was investing or tried this method and didn't quite work out for us. And you're experiencing a lot of the same stuff, okay? And the reason I know that is because I talk to people. I get to have like the pulse of real estate, the pulse of what's happening with newbies. Maybe they've done a couple of deals. Maybe they're going, I think I'm going to get a license instead of investing. Or maybe I need to get a license first and then invest. Or maybe I want to invest, but I don't need a license because I don't want a license because I don't think I'm going to pass the test, or I don't want to have a license to be able to do that. And I heard I don't have to, which is true. And you just want to be an investor. I just want to be a real estate investor. Maybe you're like me. You like the language of a real estate investor. Find me the ugliest house on the block, jabroni, and I will cut you a check. Awesome. No problem. I love it. Let's do it. Right. Tell me what you're looking for and I'll go get it for you. That's a wholesaler, right? Or a real estate investor that wants to sell their contracts off to investors. Now that is done a lot in commercial business, even before this wholesaling stuff came out, and before it was not called wholesaling, it was just called creative real estate investing. And then even before that, hey, people just did some creative stuff, but it was usually always in the commercial segment. And you can refute that. You can argue that with me at the end of the day. Don't care. It's my opinion at the end of the day. So I'm sticking to it, right? And that's where the commercial stuff comes in, right? Think about putting options on big old pieces of land or on piers or in New York or Southern California or, big old shopping centers, and they're putting options on shopping centers and dumping a bunch of cash down and then doing all their due diligence and trying to work a deal. And then even then bring in investors to work the deal or sell off the deal if they needed to. And, all the crazy stuff, right? It could be buildings, it could be skyscrapers, all that crazy stuff, right? It was all done on same thing. It's creative real estate investing, right? And doing options and taking over loans and taking over this and that and working deals. That has kind of come down the wire in a micro sense, right? With newbies, seasoned investors, anybody getting into real estate. Now, a lot of the agents and brokers are starting to go, I think these creative real estate investors are onto something. Before, about 10 years ago, it was public sector, private sector. Public sector would say, these guys and gals are the enemy. They're taking all our deals. Not anymore, right? Because there's a few good people out there that are sharing the business with people. And they're going, no, agents can be your ally. And the same thing. Agents, investors can be your ally. Brokers, investors can be your ally. Put them together and you guys can work some deals together. Now, for me, it's an acquired taste, right? And it's kind of funny. I'm going to say it. But I do like working with everybody and anybody, right? As long as you have some motivation, you can punch your way out of a paper bag, follow directions, right? Follow those directions. I'm going to go ahead and show my mug up here so you can see my face a little better. Follow directions, have a leap of faith, move forward, freaking execute, and I guarantee it, you will get results because it's the proof in the pudding. It's already there. Once you get past that, then you'll go from the subconscious mind, as I always say, to a trigger that triggers it and goes, takes it to the conscious mind. And you're going, now rinse and repeat. It does work. Oh my gosh. No pun intended. It's going to be, aha. Now you had an aha moment. And now you're going, this works. Okay. Now the belief system in your brain starts working and you start believing. It's all about the universe, God, things that you put out there, bring it towards you. Words are things, thoughts are things, right? Those are all things that are very powerful, and they could take some time when you're just kind of, second nature is one thing, but if you're working on that, it could be tiring, right? It's strenuous on your mind and then your body, but it works, right? You're hearing more and more of it, like Americans in the world's waking up to all these things that have been suppressed for who knows how long, right? But I was very lucky when I came across one of my mentors a long time ago when I was in my early 20s, I guess, teens, late teens, early 20s. I was playing rock and roll and all that good stuff. And I met this guy, and Think and Grow Rich came into my life. Yes, of course, I was still searching for, a type of, whether it was being born Catholic, I'm a Christian. And, trying to figure out where I fit with that and God and the whole scheme of things, right? But reading has always been one of my strong points, right? Because I read and I get into it and I study the shit out of it and create a belief system. When you create a belief system that you believe in, everything clicks and works, right? But it's life. We're all human beings at the end of the day. I'm not trying to get into a mindset Money Monday thing, right? But Thursday, it's super powerful because you got to set your day. And you got to have your morning ritual. And then you got to get up and you got to rock and roll and you got to get your frame of mind to be able to move forward, to get off your arse and go, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Even like coming out here, right? Some people don't want to get on video. Now, I push it off a lot of times, but if I come on, I go, look, we got something. We got to share it. Let's get out there, share it. It does help with the algorithms, does help with business. And at the same token, it helps sharing the true cause and mission. And by sharing this with other people and they get to see it, right? So, with that said, Thursday deal day. Okay, I'm going to share a couple of things. I'm probably going to share my screen in a second. It's a cool little website. It's in Southern California for pre-foreclosures. So the first PSA, public service announcement, is going to be, yes, VIPeXecs Realty, Lending and Investments, boutique brokerage for here in Southern California. And you can hang your license anywhere in the United States of America with us at the end of the day. We are obviously going to be housed here in Southern California. We'll be moving to Texas, or I should say not moving, but we'll be doing business in Texas and moving and business in Arizona as well. And those things are going to be dropping on the table. So you get the best of both worlds, right? We're talking with other brokerages in Southern California about, hey, us bringing our AMP Live, the American Mentee program, into their brokerage to share with them to help them dominate and kick ass in their area, right? So you're probably figuring, well, why would you do that if you have a brokerage? Because look, there's enough business for everybody. You're not going to dominate all of Southern California. It's impossible, pretty much, to a degree. And so, having these brokerages and relationships are a beautiful, lovely thing. It does help us, and we help them the same token. But if you want to hang your license, then get with me. I'll turn you on to Elizabeth. And if she thinks you're a good fit, then we'll bring you on. Same thing for the real estate investing side. If you got to reach out. Who's that? 1 second. Okay. No big deal. All righty. So that'll turn off in a second. That's security measures. The armory comes out at the top, starts blasting people away and all that good stuff, right? Anyway, scan that QR code right there. Scan that QR code for deals. Because you got a lot of people, look, they're doing the unicorn agent, right? And looking for agents that are willing to, hey, help you write offers, get deals, all that good stuff. Jump right in there. You'll get into the little ecosystem. Whoop, scan that QR code. So you can look for properties, or if you're just a regular seller and you're like, hey, I want to get my property sold. That was the graphic I brought up earlier, where you can actually get your property sold. What's happening, especially with us and with Elizabeth, you get your property sold quick and fast because it's right here in Southern California. And the negotiation process with both agents, a lot of people, what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing too, is that agents don't negotiate, right? They're either pissed off at each other or it's a pissing contest. Instead of trying to help each other, help their clients, buyer and seller, work a deal, and everybody, they get paid and the deal gets sold and everybody's happy with their new property. Win-wins all across the board. That's what should be going on. But a lot of times it doesn't, right? And deals just go to shit for stupid things. So what I like to call is the art of the deal in the AMP Live method. We're going to share that with you. If you're an agent, you're a broker, and you want to take it to another level, and you want to be able to dominate your area, that's right, your area, here in Southern California or anywhere in the United States of America, then definitely reach out, scan the QR code, just jump in there. There'll be some other QR codes that I'm going to bring up. You can also scan that QR code right there, blink, jump into the Facebook group. That's for the private sector, right? But you can get in there. I don't care if you're an agent or a broker. It doesn't matter. You're brand new. It doesn't matter. 18 to 80, I should say, right? Jump in there, scan that QR code, and you'll be able to jump into the group. Let's share real estate investment deals together is the group. It's growing organically. We appreciate it. Thank you. And for the people that are posting, as I always say, but Thursday deals day. I'm always fired up on a Thursday because it's like a sales day. We're talking to sellers. We're getting fired up. I'm about 10 octaves higher than everybody else, 9 times out of 10. There are some people that are even 10 octaves higher than me. Now, those are the crazy mofos, right? But at the end of the day, it's okay. Enthusiasm is contagious. And as long as it's, organically, truthfully true, then you're good. All right, so I'm going to put these on and off here. But go ahead and scan that QR code. And put this, let me see, where we go. Put this back up here so you can actually see that. Considering buying or selling a home, don't go solo. It's true. There's our brands of VIPeXecs. You got Ellie, and it is powered by EXP, as well as all the marketing is powered by AMP Live Media. That's our marketing company for our mentees and things of that nature. But we brought that in-house to VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments to be able to power what we do with the marketing, right? Having the verticals and bringing leads in and working leads and all that good stuff, and a lot of the training. When you hang your license with VIPeXecs Realty and Lending, you'll get parts of the American Mentee program, which is going to help you dominate your area so you can at least associate with investors, be able to work with investors. Heck, maybe even if you want to get into investing yourself, which you should. Which when I first started several years ago, and a lot of agents I would talk to, None of them invested, except for me. It was probably 99% of them did not want to invest. They just want to list a property, or they want to, if they're new, work with buyers. It's the same thing in the real estate business, right? Or real estate investing business. You got acquisition people that are out there, know the business, love negotiating and locking up properties. When you get started, they're like, hey, dispo seems to be the easiest. I like the property. Someone else locked up the property, and I'm going to do my best to go get it sold, right? That's dispo. In the public private sector. So you think of it in the public sector, it's the same thing. A listing agent is like an acquisitions person. A buyer's agent is someone who's new, getting into the business. They can't get listings yet because they don't have reputation. They don't know how to do that yet, or even sell a property. So they're going to work with buyers to sell those properties. They're kind of like dispo, right? So with that said, it's a similar world. There's nothing really different. You got a public brokerage and then a private brokerage if you're building that. If you're the one man or one woman show, it is what it is. You're going to feel the pain. You're going to understand what it's like to, have to do everything, wash the dishes, serve the client, make the coffee, make the dinner, drop the whatever you're cooking and all that good stuff, right? Opening and closing the store, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of hats you have to wear in the beginning. If you do that, if you're using elbow grease, if you have some money, then you can kind of pay for certain things to get set up to help you scale and move up quicker. That's what we're all about, right? With the American Mentee program, which I haven't mentioned, but it's all about VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments today. And as well as into the future of 2026, we are layering underneath that brokerage, Americans Helping Americans, which is a real estate investment firm, as well as VIPeXecs Investments. And then we're going to have underneath that is the American Mentee program, or AMP Live, to amplify your life and to amplify the business of real estate and the creative side of things, right? So all our marketing, AMP Live media, all our resources become your resources when you hang your license with us and you come aboard and work with us. Also, if you're looking for properties, whether they're luxury properties, commercial properties, it could be here in Southern California or anywhere in the United States of America, because we're getting stuff in Texas, Missouri, Tennessee, Florida, Montana, what was that other place? Not a fan of Oregon, but yes, even Oregon, right? Washington, not a fan of Washington. And nothing personal, because it snows and it rains. Not snows, but it rains a lot, right? It's kind of like where the band Nirvana came. If you ever heard of Nirvana, it's like, man, they're kind of like depressing, right? Cool band and stuff, but depressing as shit, So I'm not a fan of rain. I love it when it comes, but then that's it. I don't want to be in rain 7 days a freaking week. Shit, I'd probably get depressed as well, right? But let's move on here. I want to share a couple other things with you as we truck along. So I'll probably be here for about an hour. Because at 2 p.m., I'll be here to about 1:15, and then 2 p.m. we're going live again. So definitely check that out. That's going to be all about AMP Live, the American Mentee program, how you can come aboard, how you can join, how we've extended even our Black Friday and Cyber Monday American Mentee Black Friday promo, whatever you want to call it, where we have in-house financing, right? So now's the time. 2026, that's not going to happen. Everything's going, it's actually always going up. It always goes up, and I'll say it, $4 or $5 grand every year. Okay, period. Because it's a selection process. It's more about the one-on-one mentoring. People have been pushing me to do the coaching, let it roll, and build the community and all that good stuff. So if that's you, cool. You want to help out with that? Awesome. But I do have a public service announcement that we're going to be doing for, yes, believe it or not, I don't have it up here, but you'll be seeing it a lot throughout December and into January of 2026 for door knocking, right? So I'm going to talk to you about that in a second. It's going to be an opportunity for you to be able to earn and learn physically here in Southern California, where we'll meet up at a place. We'll have a little bit of grub and some chow and some coffee, some training, and then boom, we're going to go into the field together. We'll have some opportunities to obviously learn from the masters, yes, and people with experience, and make some freaking dinero and scale up. And maybe even if you're selected to be part of the one-on-one mentoring program as we move forward, right? It's going to be a lovely, awesome thing. We're also going to be doing giveaways and things of that nature. Just kind of make it a sales freaking awesome rock and roll team to go out there and help our fellow Americans with real estate, right? In whatever capacity that is or may be, because we do have obviously VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, where we can list the property, we can buy it, sell it, fix it. We can help them with a loan. We can help them with a hard money loan, traditional loan. We can what else we got? Market the property, everything, right? We can help them find another property if they have issues with one, they want to get into another through VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, right? So there's a bunch of stuff that's been thought of for several years and now putting into place. So check this out. So, all right, first-time buyers, that's it. Look, check it out. Give us a call if you are a first-time buyer, and it's easy to get qualified. Let me go ahead and move on. What do we got over here? Oh, I got a bunch of stuff here. This is a good one. I like this one for millennials, right? Mortgage for millennials, right? And everyone else too. Yes, you can buy a house. I heard something on the news last night. Oh, inflation is doing this. People are using a lot of credit cards to survive, and the jobs are being shipped out, and Amazon's not closing, but laying off people. All kinds of stuff is going on, and they're thinking, the average youngster is 20s, 30s, can't build a family, hard to buy a car, hard to buy a house. No, look, it is what it is. You can either listen to the bullshit and be fed the bullshit and eat up and gobble up the propaganda that they're going to serve up to you, or you can step up and say, fuck you. This is my world, and I'm going to move forward and do what I need to do for myself and my family, and get with us, get with other like-minded people like us and others, and we'll help you. We'll help you go find and buy a house. Because look, when I bought my first house, I didn't think I could buy one, right? I thought my credit, I need it because I did mess up my credit. No one told me that when I was younger. Dad, mom, right? Control that shit, and had to rebuild it, and working my ass off at a gig to move up the corporate ladder so I could buy a house and all that good stuff, and get the picket fence and send the kids to college and get the cars and live happily ever after and all that shit. But the point is that, yes, you don't know if you can buy a house or not, right? They got FHA nowadays, okay? They got USDA loans depending. Hey, if you want to drive, you're going to go buttfuck Egypt, go far out. Who cares? At least you own a property. You're not paying someone rent and mortgage and all that good stuff and making the landlord rich. Buy your own house. We can help you with that, because what you don't know is what you don't know. And a lot of times the same thing happened to me. I didn't think I could buy it. I needed to fix this and I needed to do that. Story as the story goes, right? I came home working my ass off. Liz was working. Kids are here. Come home. I just want to eat dinner. I'm tired. I want to take a shower, go to sleep, and go back to work. There's a freaking lender sitting at my table instead of my dinner. I said, oh my God, please. No, man. I'm getting pissed off, getting fired up. But I had to calm down. Say, hey, Eric, don't worry about it. It's only going to be a few minutes, a couple of minutes. I just need you to sign this, sign that, give me a little bit of information here. Boom, I'll be back in probably a day or two, most likely. He came back yesterday. Hey, you guys are approved for a house. Here's what you can do. Here's my agent. You go shopping. I said, what? That was pretty damn freaking easy, right? Same thing, right? That's what we do here at VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments. You are the VIP. We work with you and for you at the end of the day. Even if you're a young millennial from 18 or you're older all the way up to 80, it doesn't matter. The great thing about it is that we have the creative real estate investing side on the table for you. So if it's a lending thing, that's a couple of decades plus of experience there, right? To figure out how to get you into a property. And then maybe house hack it and then rent it out. And then we get another house for you. Heck, get an FHA loan. If you're young, we'll help you get an FHA loan. Get a duplex, maybe a quad, a triplex. Rent out the other ones. Rent out the rooms in your unit, and have that son of a bitch paid off, or I should say, be paid by those people. You live rent free. May even get some gravy and some money coming in, right? And eventually, to move out, go get your own house, right? And let that shit run the way it needs to run. But that's a great way of doing it. Or maybe it's a house, or maybe you got married and you're thinking, man, I got married. I got to do this first and do that before I go buy a house. Look, so when's the best time to buy a house? Whenever you're ready. When's the best time to invest? Whenever you're ready. When's the best time to do anything? Whenever you've made a commitment and you're ready to do and you made a choice and you move forward. Doesn't matter. Sure, there is a thing about timing, sure. But if you're going to try to rock the market and try to predict the market, like stocks and bonds and commodities and crypto and all that shit, good freaking luck to that, because you don't have a crystal ball. You can use all the algorithms and AI and even quantum computing and all that bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's there. It does what it does. And quantum computing is coming back, or it's not coming back, but coming down the wire into the future, which is going to change the landscape of real estate as well. And another weeding out process is going to happen. Okay. But that's on something else. But when it's this, you can go ahead and we can help you with the property and help you find a property, get you into a property, and go from there. So sell your house for max value before it's too late, and it's true, right? If you think market, look, properties are staying on the market a little longer. Some are flying off the shelves, some are staying, some are dropping. Even in California, there's properties that are dropping here and there. So this is not a fear monger thing. It's the truth, right? It's based on skill set. It's based on what's happening too in the market. So it also depends on the agent, right? And the broker, how good they are. Are they going to be able to sell your property quickly and get you the max dollars, right? You need a sales rock and roll person to make that happen. Okay, someone's going to take the time to make that happen. Someone who's tenacious. Someone's going to take on your property as a listing like if it's their own property to make sure that they're able to get you top dollar for that property or for what you're really needing to get out of it, but also being realistic and going, hey, I want $3 million for my $2 million property. Well, you're going to have to leave it on the market for a while if it even gets to that point, right? That's not realistic, right? Can't be delusional. But also got to show, we'll be there to show you the facts, right? Hey, this is why this is worth this. This is why we can get you a little bit more. And this is why you might want to do it now and not later, right? Because the market's shifting. It's going to change. 2026 is going to be awesome and beautiful. 2027 is going to be cool. 2027, yeah, we'll start seeing some weird shit. 29 and 30, well, if you want to talk about that, definitely get into the Facebook group or DM me. We'll have a chit chat about that personally. Get my Erick report, and I'll kind of share those things with you because it is coming. Stuff's going to shift and change. Hindsight's 2020, and I'll just leave it at that, right? But be prepared. Get geared up for the opportunity. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and share this. Obviously, that's myself and Miss Elizabeth, broker for VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments. Now, obviously, we do specialize in, obviously, the listing side, getting those properties sold, rock and rolling with sellers and buyers, investors, and all that good stuff. I live in the private sector, but I'm also very versed in the traditional side of things, simply because I understand that market, been in that market, done that, been there, done that type of thing. But we're gearing up for 2026 and into the future, so I am doing both, right? So what I mean by both, it just means that it's full rounded, right? It just means it's real estate, period. Specialized in creative real estate investing, yes. Moving forward and managing in the direction for VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, yes. As well as with, the boss, with Elizabeth and our team that are working with us to expand and grow that brokerage as well. And we're always looking, or there'll be a hiring thing that's probably next. Yes, we're hiring and we're looking for agents. We're looking for people to hang their license with us. Whether you're new and you want to be a buyer's agent or maybe a listing agent, we'll work with you on that. Whether you want to do some loans, you want to hang your license, and you want to be a lender, because there is a difference between the lending, direct lending and a broker. There's two different worlds there, almost like the same thing, right? Public sector, private sector. Direct lender, they can't do everything. It's kind of like a bank, right? They're limited. Over here, broker, they can do a lot more. They can get creative and rock deals and work with different brokerages and be able to get you a loan that's going to serve your needs. Opposed to what? A direct lender over here that's limited, and they may not get your shit closed, right? So that sucks, right? So you don't want, that's not the gem. Last cycle was the opposite. So thank goodness those things have changed. So if you're a broker, hey, there's a lot of times we can help you. I'm not a lender. So, hey, for full disclosure, I'm not a lender. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA. It's for entertainment purposes. Rock and roll and listen and do your due diligence, right? But if you're a broker, you can get better deals. You can help people with buyers and points and all kinds of crazy stuff and putting together. Just depends on what the underwriting says and what the guidelines are for that brokerage, or I should say for that lender that's lending the money. And having the right loan officer understand and take the time, because a lot of them just want, hey man, if it's not like A paper, or if it's not, hey, you don't got perfect credit, it's going to be easy peasy slam dunk and I get paid, then they want, they're not going to mess with you, right? Because you're not going to fit that mold. If you are, cool, you get done fast and quick. It's like, we're doing loans in different, or doing business in different states, and talking to some, going, man, some just move like molasses and they take forever. Just get an appraisal. Let's do this. Let's do that. And let's move, right? Come on, let's close some shit. Instead of taking 35 to 45 or 60 days to close something, they're close shit in 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks max. Let's roll. Let's go. Let's get this shit done, right? But some people, I guess, maybe don't want to get paid, or they want to take forever to get paid, or who knows, right? It just blows my mind. But it's all about being tenacious. That's who you are. That's what you want. You want some kick-ass peeps that are going to bust some ass for you and kick some ass for you, jump in the ring and kick some ass with you, right? At the end of the day, or for you. That is the goal at VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. It's what we do, where everybody step into excellence, where everybody's treated VIP. And yes, even in the private sector, get on our VIP buyers list, get on our A's list, right? Get those properties before they come out to the general public. All you got to do is be the first one to write a check, and that deal is yours, period, right? But there is some criteria for that, and obviously I'll even share it with you right now. What the criteria is. If you want to get on the A list, let us know. We'll put you on the A list. Yes, we got to do an NC&D, non-disclosed, non-circumvent, get a proof of funds on file, see how much money you got to work with, how many deals you can do, what you're looking for, so we're on point with what we're doing here, back and forth, because we don't want to waste our time. We don't want you to waste our time, waste each other's time at the end of the day. It's super important, very selective as well. And then we move forward. If it's a good fit, then boom, we'll send you one deal, rock it, write the check, you get the deal. If you don't, and you say, hey, okay, it's not going to work for me, we'll send you a second deal. If you rock it and you write the check, you get the deal. If you don't, you're going, man, you know what? It's just not for me. I don't know. I'm blah, 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 blah. We'll send you a third deal. And on that third deal, you better write a check and take it down, because if you don't, we're going to have to move you. That'll be the last deal we're going to send you. We'll take you off the A list. We'll move you to the B list. As I always say, anybody who knows me, and if you don't know me, I'll share a couple things with you in a second. But if you do know me, that, hey, we'll move you to the B list. And the B list is like second page of Google. Nobody goes there. Nobody knows what's on the second page of Google. And how you get back onto the A list, I have no idea, right? Just doesn't, 9 times out of 10, just keep moving on, right? Or you're going to have to figure something out. But at the end of the day, maybe you'll see the deals and things of that nature, or, bitterness or not. But that is the jam. That's how we do it for the A list and the VIP buyers that work with us. And whether it's 100 homes or 1 home or 5 homes, it doesn't matter. We'll work it out, and we're the ones that are going to lead generate, put all that money into finding these deals, working the deals, negotiating the deals based on your criteria and what you're looking for, okay? So it's a beautiful, lovely thing. I'm going to go ahead and move to this next one here. I'm going to go ahead and put my mug up here so you can see my face again. Not that you want to, but it's what we do. Let me go ahead and do that. There it is. Okay. Okay, well, we'll do this one. Here we go. Yes, we're hiring. Scan the QR code right there. That goes directly to me. My assistant will be able to touch bases with you, set up an appointment, or AI. There's no AI, not yet. We'll be doing some AI. We're tapping into AI. We're testing a lot of it first with Sweden as we move forward, and then we'll break it out and share it with everybody who works with us in the public sector and private sector. But right now, you scan that QR code. It'll book an appointment. I'll get notified. We'll chit-chat. We'll talk. If it's a good fit, we'll rock. But we are hiring for acquisitions, dispo, high-ticket sales for the American Mentee program, as well as that's really those 3 things. That's what we're really geared up on for 2026 and 27. Maybe the middle of 2026, we'll start changing it up with a couple more hires. But we are looking for those good people. Also, remember the public service announcement, right? If you want to come and pay it forward, meet us in Southern California. We're going to go out. We're going to door knock. We're going to show you. We're going to show up, have some grub, have some coffee. Then we're going to do a little training, right? Once we're done with the training, we're going to go into the field. So you'll get a designated driver, whether it be me or someone else or a couple other people. We'll put you in the car with them. Whoop, you'll go out, and they're going to train you and show you how to talk to those sellers, because some of this training is going to be in-house. But when you go out there, you'll be prepared to go, what? Knock, knock, knock. Hello. How you doing? This is Eric from VIPeXecs or AHA, Americans Out Marriage, or Amp Live, whatever it may be. We're just letting them know that you're in the area, right? That you're buying properties, you're local investors, you're real estate investors, you like the area, the neighborhood, and you're just talking to people, and you're looking for rentals, looking for investment properties, and your whole goal is to what? Get an appointment at the door. If you get an appointment at the door, right, we're going to know, because you're going to have some software on your phone. You're going to be able to track you and all this good stuff, and you're going to be able to go, what? Okay, cool. Hey, Jim, Tina, Joe, whoever it is, let's just call them Tom. Tom has a lead. Tom's getting an appointment at the door. Awesome. That's all we got to do, right? Because we're not there to sell them anything. We're there to actually buy their property. So we're going to go ahead and you're going to have something. You're going to have what? You're going to have leads that are going to be on there once you get up and running. You're going to have leads that you're going to work, and then we're going to work the whole neighborhood. But when you're setting an appointment, your whole job is just to get the information. The mission is the submission at the door. If you can't do that, all you got to do is set up an appointment. Setting up an appointment with myself for one of the leads that are going to be obviously negotiating the deal inside their property, or meeting with them on the phone, or whatever it may be. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be belly to belly, since we're out there belly to belly. And if you get that appointment, you're going to get paid, right? Because if we lock up the contract and we sell it, you're going to get paid a percentage of that for doing that. And as we move forward, I'm going to share something with you, right? Now, as you move forward, you start getting appointments, and you get you on your first appointment, you're going to get this. Let me go ahead and share that with you so you can see it, right? A little bit bigger. You can also scan that QR code to get involved for the door-to-door rock and roll team, right? So you get, piece by piece. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it'll be a shirt. Maybe it'll be a lanyard or whatever you call those things, right? Who knows? But we're going to go ahead and, as you progress, there'll be ways to coffee cards, Amazon cards, the stuff that gets you fired up and motivated so you feel good about being out there, learning and earning. At the same token, when you get that appointment, we talk and take it down into a deal, whether it's going to be a fix, flip, buy, hold, wholesale, or whatever it may be, whatever the percentage is that we lock you in at, you will get paid for that. Okay, so it's a beautiful, lovely thing. All right. The same token, as you start moving forward, you start getting more appointments, and we start moving you from maybe the door knocker to a junior acquisition, then from a junior to maybe a regular acquisition person, right? So you can actually work with us and for us at the same token in the capacity as a commission-based person to be able to rock and roll and do deals and lock up those deals. Or maybe you're like, you know what? I just want to get in. I want to work some stuff. I want to learn. And then you're going to want to go, what? I want to go build my own firm. Cool. All right. That's fine. We're cool with that as well. You might most likely, you're probably going to, the goal is that, hey, you're going to say, I'm going to be part of that American Mentee program, right? I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I want you to help us, or you, build a firm, a private real estate investment firm, right? And then you can come aboard our one-on-one mentoring program, and we'll help you with that. Or maybe it's hey, I want to hang my license with you guys, and I want to do the program. Or I want to get my own office, or I want to start my own thing. Cool. That's going to take time, right? It's like a lot of people want to be the CEO of a company, but they don't want to start off doing this. That's my mopping up the floor action, right? Sweeping, the janitorial stuff, changing the toilet paper and the shitters and stuff, right? Whatever it may be. I know when I started in any job, even with experience, if I wanted to go do something and I wanted to learn that, I'd start at the bottom and I'd make my way to the top, or at least to where I wanted to go, and then move on or stay. I am a stubborn person, so usually if I did the JOB thing for a while, I'd stay in that. Even with this mentoring stuff, right? Been doing it for a while, and I get stuck in what I like and being comfortable, and I know things got to change. You got to adjust and adapt, right? And that's what we're doing here, right? We're adjusting and adapting so we can rock. Because if you don't, you will perish, and we're not perishing. We're going to keep moving forward, right? And adapting to the market and what's happening in the market. Also, just since it's on my mind before ADHD kicks in right now, there's a trend, obviously. There's always a trend with internet marketing, with the big dogs. They get together and they go, hey, this is what we're going to start doing. This is what we're going to start pushing. And then you start seeing it a lot on the internet. Kind of like the government, right? Government pushes a propaganda, or maybe it's the Democrats or Republicans push something, and then it's just a narrative, and you just see it's like the same shit over and over and over, right? So a lot of people are pushing, family. Hey, they're on a car doing this, or they're doing that, or they're, whatever. I get it. People are naturally voyeurism. I guess they got the voyeurism thing, and they want to watch other people. I'm not into that because I really don't want to watch other people do anything, really, to be honest with you. Unless it's like, for entertainment purposes, some boxing or some music, and that's what they're getting paid to do, to entertain. I don't get entertained by just watching people and their families and doing this because I don't give a shit, right? At the end of the day, it just seems fake and bullshitish, but it is what it is, right? So do I adapt to that? Oh, do I start showing you people of my kids and family and turkey and Christmas and all that shit? For me, no, I'm a private person, so I'm not into that, right? all you'll see is me, and you'll see maybe some associates that are rocking and rolling, and you come and work with us. Personally, awesome. Yeah, I like taking pictures. I'm always doing videos, and sometimes you'll see it out there, sometimes not. Or I'll send it to Sweden. I go, boom, chop this up and monetize it, brother, and we'll do it. That's cool. But it's not by design. So it's always like, just being done out of truth. And hopefully you appreciate that. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Erick from AHA, America's Helping Americans, and Apple Live, the American Mentee Program. And obviously VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. So I'll be the head of that as we start rolling out in 2026 and all that good stuff, and focusing a lot on the boutique brokerage and things of that nature. We're adjusting to the market because it's going to happen. I'm not going to give you any doom and gloom. I'm just going to say opportunities on the horizon. So we're just adjusting and gearing up for those opportunities. If you want to be part of that, awesome. If not, that's okay. Touch base. Keep on watching the videos. I talk to people that actually become mentees several years later, and like, man, I've been watching stuff forever. And man, it takes you a long time just to get started. A long time to start that car, start that Lambo. Let's go. Hey, let's rock and roll. But when you're ready, as I always say, when you're ready, when you're ready. When you're committed, when you're committed to do something, because without commitment, nothing's going to happen. It's all going to be bullshit. There's no magic button. There's no Staples button. You got to put in the work, right? People get on, get off the horse, get on the horse, get off the horse, get on the horse, get off the horse, second guess themselves. And I always say you can have excuses or results. You cannot have both. A lot of people make excuses. That's just human nature. Some people go and disappear and they go MIA. Then they come back and they go MIA. Then they come back and like a freaking yo-yo. I get it. That's life. Life does certain things, or the excuses are life. Oh, I had to do this. I had to do that with my family and this. I get it too. I got a family as well, but we learn to navigate. We learn to make those choices to deal with what we got to deal with, right? Without further ado, I'm just going to keep on rocking and rolling here. Public service announcement is, yes, VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. Definitely, if you're wanting to hang your license, or you're wanting the best of both worlds of the public sector, to hang your license and listings and buying, working with buyers at the same token, being able to work with investors and all that good stuff, and even doing the business, then we're bringing that's on the table for you right now. So you can scan that QR code and touch bases with us and see if we're a good fit. I'm going to go ahead and move to this here. You can get in touch with Miss Elizabeth. She's the broker for VIPeXecs Realty and Lending and Investments, as well as myself. It's that brand. I'll introduce myself real quick right here. And the favorite little graphics right there. You can also done with you live coaching with one-on-one mentoring. It's 6 weeks and 3 months. I guess we're giving a 3-month bonus. So when this stuff comes out, it's put together, and I just go with it because I know what's there. And if it will honor, even if it's not supposed to be happening, but we'll go ahead and honor whatever's there. That is to do it. Done with you. Live coaching with one-on-one mentoring, 6 weeks, 3 months of bonus coaching. We're calling it the founder's entry level, where you're getting in to do this business if you're brand new. I'm Erick Jimenez of AHA, America's Helping Americans, one American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time, doing our part to get America back on track together with you and others across the United States of America. That is my jam. That has been my calling for several years, and been commissioned, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, right, by God, to help our fellow Americans and do. When you know things, when something's right and it flows for you and it works for you and you know you're in your element, then that is what you pursue. That is what I do. That's where I'm at right now, okay, until it changes. And then obviously making the shifting and looking at the opportunities and shifting and adjusting and adapting so you can rock in the future, right? Hence VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments in that direction. And that's where things are moving towards, right? But you can scan that QR code if you want to lock in your spot. No, it's not free, but that one's a little bit more, I guess it's geared towards being affordable for you and others who don't have the cash because, finances are kind of crazy maybe right now because of inflation and all that good stuff. I won't get into the economic system or anything, but, it'll help you out. And we'd love to help and work with you in some capacity with that. If you need more, then there's a one-on-one mentoring program done with you where we work deals together. We partner up and we'll do deals of 50-50 splits and all that good stuff and help you build up your firm and your business. It's also a lifetime membership. If you need more, then it's done with you, done for you. Where we're doing everything that I just mentioned. We're helping you lock up those deals, work in those deals, helping you build your own private bank to be able to do deals. All our resources will be your resources from VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, from the brokerage side to the real estate side to the lending side, everything that's needed, including the private sector, where all the private stuff subject to existing financing, seller financing, options, wholesaling, all that stuff you'll have access to as well. And that those resources will be your resources as well, with the done with you and then done for you. That's where we kick in with Amp Live Media. We're going to set up your verticals of marketing, whatever it may be, whether it's text, it's ring, voice message, direct mail, paid ads, and all that good stuff. Your website and your brand and everything runs through Amp Live Media to get you all set up. That's the done with you part, right? Instead of you trying to spend months and months to trying to figure out how to build a website, I'm going to do some leads, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to build this and build that and build all these pieces, and then go, shit, you're still spinning your freaking wheels, and you spent 6 months building all that out when you should have been working with sellers and deals and locking up and making some money and putting it back into your business, eventually understanding what those components are and then having someone else build that shit out for you, right? Think franchise, I always say. Franchise, and I'll give you the analogy as I always do. If you watch these videos, you'll know what it is. If not, that's okay. You can always hashtag Get Erick Paul Live, hashtag Get Erick Paul Live for a bunch of other videos that are out there. You can hashtag Get VIPeXecs as well, or not Get Video. It's hashtag VIPeXecs, hashtag VIPeXecs to learn more about the brokerage. But I'm going to get into as far as the franchise stuff, right? So franchise, they do things where it's like a machine, right? It's processes and systems and branding, right? Processes and systems don't fail. People fail because they don't do the process. Think of it like a recipe, right? You got this awesome recipe for steak and potatoes or whatever else, or maybe whatever the dish is. If you try to change the recipe, it's not going to taste like the badass Ramsay plate that's being made. It'll taste however you put it together, and most likely going to taste like shit, right? Even myself, if I try to change the recipe, if I want to do the Ramsay or I want to make it, I forgot, I'm trying to think of a plate that he makes, which is, I think is the one with the meat and bread around it. Now, if I follow the recipe over and over and over, I can make it probably taste pretty good over a period of time, right? Faster and than it would if I were trying to figure it out myself through YouTube or try to figure out this or figure out that and test and take forever and get frustrated and go, fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'll just go to the restaurant and go buy it, right? Instead of making it at home. So it's the same thing. Follow the recipe, but if I had Ramsay's recipe and I follow it over and over, it's going to taste pretty good, right? To the point where I'd be like, hey, I'll go to a restaurant, taste it, and then try to make it myself and go, yeah, that's pretty close. It's getting better and better, right? Or I just try to figure it out myself, and it's never going to taste like his because he's going to do things in a certain way that's proprietary to what he does. Same thing here. Now you can say, well, everybody knows how. Everybody's the same with creative real estate, wholesaling's all the same shit. Everything's all the same. There's always little nuances that's going to separate you from the pack, and that's the goal. You want to be the one who's separated from the pack. You don't want to be in the pack unless the pack is rocking with you, right? Not the pack that you got to compete against, right? You want to be separate and you want to be better than the pack for clients to be able to work with you. So my point is that recipe, that's what we do. We serve up the recipe, proprietary information, work with you, muscle memory, things that are going to work, but you just have to execute, have a leap of faith, and move forward, and you will get results. I promise you. Happens every time, but you got to get to that point. So you figure all that shit's done for you and done with you, right? And there is an investment in yourself to make that happen. All we ask is take care of the hard costs. If you take care of the hard costs, and then even then there's financing involved, or we'll finance you in-house for 2025, right? Or now, I should say. 2026 not going to happen. Not for what we're doing now, because all it is a small monthly payment that anybody can afford to be able to help change your life. And that's kind of been in the works for a little bit, been thinking, and we launched it and laid it out and said, there it is. So take advantage of it. That down below is a little bit different, right? But what I'm sharing with you, I don't even think I got the link here to be able to share that with you, with the one-on-one mentoring, with the done with you and done for you. So, hey, reach out, DM. I'm going to do my rock and roll chat. It's a little late in the game because I think it's already like 49 minutes, but I'm going to do a little chat here. Is there a chat? Can I do a chat? I think I can. Cool. But I'm going to share with you something awesome where if you should be going after distressed properties, right? Everybody says distressed properties. Some people go, well, I guess let me get back and finish up the Ramsey thing, right? Because look, he does things a certain way. That's the recipe. We're going to give you those recipes. But every franchise has their specific type of recipe. Think of McDonald's, right? You can't go anywhere. You can try to figure out how to make McDonald's at home. Sometimes it tastes pretty close, right? But there's no other place that tastes like McDonald's, right? And their Big Mac, for example purposes, is saying, look, it takes 3 to 4 people to put a Big Mac together. Now, don't quote me on this, but someone's got to do what? Someone's got to get the meat and put it in the thing that runs through to cook the burger, and someone's got to get the buns, and someone else has got to butter it up with their sauce and put some lettuce and tomato or whatever people want, and then someone's got to put that burger together, and then another person's going to wrap it up, put it out there, and then the last person's going to deliver it to the window or to the front where you purchased the burgers and fries and soda, right? That's a franchise. That's why they sell millions and millions of dollars worth of product. Sure, is McDonald's in the real estate business? Of course, just like the Catholics are in the Catholic churches, right? It's all about the land, right? The other stuff's a byproduct. It's the brand. And then they have the product that they push out those burgers. But can you imagine 4 to 5 people putting together one burger? And 95% of the time, it tastes exactly, it's fresh, it's juicy, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Some people go, oh, McDonald's is shit. It's just an example, right? But it tastes the same. That's the goal here. That's what you want to do when you're building this brand, this real estate brand. So things that have processes and systems. People call it SOPs, right? That wasn't around a long time ago. It's been around forever. But now it's like a term for the internet marketing or just business. Oh, make sure your KPIs and your SOPs or, standard operating procedures, this and that, because it's true. You can have 20,000 standard operating procedures for, cleaning the shitters, putting up the toilet paper, whatever it may be. But for this purpose, though, that's super important, right? That's what we do. We like to think about, hey, processes and systems. You move forward. But some people get it. Some people are stubborn. Some people are salespeople too. And they're like, oh, I want to do it this way because this is what I think is better. And then they flop and they fall on their faces at the end of the day, right? Sometimes it goes through, but it's just a lot of times it's luck. And then there's others that just get burned out. They get tired, and others just rock and roll. They go, oh, my God, they gobble it up. This is awesome. It's amazing. This is like, I can do this that I'm learning with real estate. It becomes every day in my everyday life of how I negotiate, how I talk with people, how I get things, how I just carry myself in general, right? So it's almost like you're getting life coaching as well. So it's a beautiful, lovely thing. That's because the good Lord above has blessed me, my family, and as well as, just being able to touch others in this world. People are going to appreciate you. The ones that do, rock and roll. The ones that don't, who gives a shit? Move the hell on. Good luck to them. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the Joneses. But there was a thing before I was like, hey, I didn't care about the Joneses. I put my head down and I grind and look up every once in a while. Didn't care about someone driving a Lambo or their credit cards or their business. But you know what? The boss, Liz, said one thing. She goes, you know what? No. The Joneses are good. Keeps us on our toes. And I'm like, fuck, that is true. When you get to that point, right? Not to the point of envy to say, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. Is knowing that you can get that, or I want to get that, or I'm going to surpass that, because now you're in that realm. But you gotta do all the legwork and build before you can do that and be able to compete against the Joneses, which is a good thing, because then you're surrounded by a bunch of high net worth people and high mindset people and all that good stuff. So that's a beautiful, lovely thing. That opened my eyes to see, look, you learn all the freaking time, right? And when someone's on fire and they're connected to the universe, whoop, I always like to do this, the universe, right? Money magnet. I'm a money magnet. That's right. Money comes to me. Money is attracted to me. Money loves me. Same thing with people, right? Boom, do a little thing. Hey, I'm a people magnet. People love me. People want to be like me. People want to work with me. People want to help me or connected to millionaires and billionaires, right? Put those things out there because it's true. When you put them out there, magic starts happening because you got to believe in it so other people can believe in it. I believe in you. Hopefully you believe in me. If you don't, that's okay. If you do, let's rock and roll together. Let's make things happen. Because after all, you only live on this earth for a certain amount of time. So you might as well make it worth it, right? Follow your freaking dreams. Go for it. What do you have to lose? Going back to a job? Fuck that. Do whatever you got to do to make it happen. Connect with me or connect with somebody else. Some people can't handle, being fired up and motivated like myself. They can only handle it for so long. Some can love it. Like, yeah, let's roll, right? It's like acquired taste. You got your Cardone. Some people go, oh, Cardone's an asshole. He's not an asshole. He's just straightforward. He's rock and roll. Acquired taste. Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, that guy's an asshole. Or he's cool. Or he's too soft. Who knows, right? Everybody has their personality types that they can assimilate and go to. Some are the nerds. Some are the aggressive people. Some are the family people. Some are like, hey, just nonchalant and talk really slow. And you do this and you do that, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody, you learn how you want to learn. I'm just here to say my door is open door policy. VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments. We're here to rock and roll. Coming to a town, county, city, state near you. Let's help our fellow Americans across the United States of America. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, here's a pro tip. Work those NODs, NOTs. What the hell's an NOD and NOT? Notice of default, notice trustee sale. I got to put these on real quick because I think we got something rolling coming up. What time is it? Okay, we got a little bit of time. A couple more minutes, okay? NODs. Notice the defaults. Notice trustee sales. That's in Southern California. In Texas, a little bit of different jam. They still do the recording, but then they go ahead and do a notice trustee sale. Then you got about maybe 22 to 35 days or so. Don't quote me on that, but that's pretty much the jam. So in Texas, you can go after they call them pre-foreclosures. I got that. Shout out to Alex. Hey, appreciate that. We can do some business together, brother. But it's true, right? So deals are out there. You can work the probates. You can work the vacant properties. I'm not a fan of the MLS. Yes, you can find stuff on the MLS if you want to vet it's no different than vetting investors, but agents, investors, at least a little more, don't be afraid of them. They put on their pants just like you, no big deal. But they're more flexible than an agent because you have to get through the gatekeeper, go, boom, unicorn agent. They're awesome. Cool. Let me talk to the seller. Let me present the offer to them because if you do it, you don't know anything, not to insult you, but have you ever done this type of deal? No. But you want to get paid. You want to become the hero. Awesome. Let's move forward and let's do this. Get you paid. Get your seller thanking you as the hero and getting them all moved on with their lives. And then we're going to go ahead and control and get an asset that we can work, buy, sell, fix, flip, or whatever. So then it becomes a true win-win-win situation. It's always a win-win-win situation. Only time it's a win-win situation when there's no third party involved or investor involved. But usually it's a win-win-win. The seller, the investor, and then us, you, or maybe it's an agent, us, you. So, if that makes sense. And then we're wanting to work with sellers that need to sell, not want to sell. The ones that need to sell are your distressed sellers. Those are your gold deals, right? You just have to be able to find out what the pain points are and provide those solutions to them. That is the key. And understanding how to do that is, yes, sales 101, tie down psychology, all that good stuff. I like to call it high trust selling with straight line selling, putting them together. And we got what's called the AMP Live method. That's what we do. It's what I do. So like the art of the deal, call it what you want at the end of the day, but we call it the AMP Live method. And high trust selling is one thing. And then direct selling, straight line selling is like another. That's like a Wolf of Wall Street. Then you got the Buffini guys, and then you got high trust selling, Duncan, all those good. Those are all like sales people that are related to real estate and real estate agents and brokers and things of that nature. Haven't seen any like real estate investors kind of promote that type of stuff, right? They do. It's in their pitch or it's in how they do business to a degree. But they're obviously taking those things, but they're not giving it a label. Maybe we'll be the first ones next cycle to pop something out there for the public sector and the private sector and work across the board to show them that, hey, this is the AMP Live method. This is the future of real estate, along with negotiating, grabbing those deals, selling them off, and all the other stuff, which is technology that's going to help you and others in the future. It's also going to be the weeding out process too of going, hey, you can be able to compete or not. But that's a whole nother story. Okay. So what else we got on the table here? I'm going to go ahead and maybe move. What do we got? A couple more minutes. Okay, cool. All right, rock and roll. There you go. That went to where this is streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, I think what Instagram, Facebook, and whatever other platforms that we're able to get a hold of. This is our Americans Helping Americans, our investment firm. We also got VIPeXecs Capital as well. So that's for our real estate investments and lending and all that good stuff, hard money, private money, as well as purchasing properties, just sharing the brand with you. So usually when we pick up a property and we're going to fix and flip, one of these signs will go up if it's in the private sector or if it's a private deal. If it's going to be listed on the MLS, then this will be eliminated. And VIPeXecs, Realty, Lending, and Investments, will be the jam when we do that, okay? So even if you're looking for properties, we'll find them, get you on the VIP list, and sell them to you. And then, hey, you can run them through VIPeXecs, Realty, and Lending to help get them sold. So there's a lot of avenues that you have access to. I did mention a couple of things here about the future of real estate, right? What is the future of real estate and what you need to know? Well, future real estate is creative real estate investing. Yes, it's going to be technology. It's going to be AI. It's going to be quantum computing. There's going to be software, kind of like how Zillow and Redfin and all these bigger companies use APIs to tap into the MLS and then take over and use their algorithms. So, and a lot of marketing to say, hey, seller says, my home on Zillow says $599,000. That's what I want. It doesn't mean that's what it's worth, right? Because the algorithms are there's properties that you go look at, they're not within a mile, and they could be miles away, right? So the algorithms are going to kick in whatever's going to kick in, and they don't know that, right? Regular sellers don't understand that, so you got to educate them. So, Zillow's fine to a degree. Redfin, they all got their little algorithms that are a little bit different. The same thing is going to be happening with AI and quantum computing, with real estate investing, subject to existing financing, sub-2 seller financing options, and even fractionalized real estate investing for the loans and the lending, as well as getting properties sold and investing and all that good stuff, and even the sub-2 stuff and seller financing, fractionalized type of investing, where you're getting a bunch of investors together to put in a couple of bucks and owning that one property. There's some things there that I've been saying for years that are going to happen that are starting to emerge. And so that's probably smart if I go ahead and start maybe, go in that direction to be ahead of the curve, right? Maybe that and go in that direction, but I'm not going to share it right now. But if you work with me or you work with us, I'll definitely share it with you because you'll be part of the family here at VIPeXecs Realty and Lending and all that good stuff. I'll also share the Erick report. I'll share what I think is going to be transpiring in the next probably 5 years. So we're in 2025. We're going to go more like 4 years, right? 4 years and 11 months or whatever, because next year is 2026. It's already freaking here, right? But the future of real estate is going to be creative real estate investing, because if you see the public sector and the private sector, they're already starting to merge together, right? Before, about 5 years ago or 5, 6, 7 years ago, the real estate agents hated investors, hated wholesalers. And wholesalers want to try to work with investors or try to work with agents, but they didn't know how, or they're just jerks or a bunch of gatekeepers. Right now, obviously, there's a trend. People think, well, hey, I can go to the agent, find stuff on the MLS that's been there forever, and I can talk to the agent. I don't have to learn how to write contracts and this and that. All you're doing is shooting yourself in the foot. Because look, that's fine. That's one vertical of marketing, one vertical of the networking, I guess, apparatus that you want to build. But you need to learn how to write contracts. You need to learn how to negotiate. You need to learn how to put together exit strategies to be able to stay and exist and thrive in this business, right? Wholesaling is fine. It's a one-trick pony, but it's a way to get started. Everybody's going to start off as a bird dog, wholesaler. Then you're going to want to fix and flip and buy and hold, either using your money, your credit, and banks, until you start leveraging, going, I'm going to go sub-2. I'm just going to use the existing financing, wraps, wholesale, all that good stuff. You're going to have hybrids of stuff that's going to come together. But creative real estate, the future of real estate is creative real estate investing, because you see these two merge. As you can see, that's why we have VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. We're already geared up and moving towards that, because that's where it's going, right? And other people are going to share that with you if they already haven't, or maybe they're not. But at the end of the day, that is the future of real estate. And agents and brokers are going to have to adjust and adapt to what's going on. It doesn't matter how many laws they put together, because that's the thing about when you have that square box, right? And there's a thing called, writing the laws and attorneys. When you have something like that, there's always going to be gray areas and loopholes. It's nothing that you can make super solid unless you live in a communist state. It says, no, you cannot do that, or you'll die, right? Just kidding. we live in a capitalist country, right? We have the Constitution and all that good stuff, right? So freedom of speech and all that good stuff, you know, to protect us and all that good stuff, even though we live in a lawful country. So when those laws are written, you can only do so much. So there's always going to be a way to get around it. And that's usually the investors are using their minds and attorneys to figure out, how do we do this without having to do this? But we're not going to break the law in any way or any capacity to make it happen. Hence, creative real estate investing. Now it's just coming together more, right? And it doesn't matter how many people go and lobby to do this, lobby to do that, and lobby, you know, that's all, you know, it is what it is with that. You know, it's even like, I think on the call stuff, on a little pro tip here, or they had the, you know, cold calling. You can cold call. It's open. Okay, cool. It got overturned. And then all of a sudden you hear like certain spots where like, hey, you can't cold call, you can't text and this and that, you know, at the end of the day. And you're going, well, okay. But then you read and it says, who's exempt? Public companies. What kind of shit is that? If you're a public company and you got that much money, but you're exempt and you can cold call and fucking do what everybody else wants to do to get business, the mom and pop cannot do it, but the corporate fuck can. That's not fair, right? That's bullshit, right? But it is what it is. It's designed that way to discourage and to, you know, do what it's going to do. But people are still going to do what they're going to do anyways. I'll leave it at that, right? So, but that's funny. You know, you just keep moving, right? You maneuver, you dodge, you pivot, you move. You're in the ring, rocking and rolling to kick some ass. And that's what we're all about here, to help you kick some ass in your business. We're always looking at those things to share those things with you. So we want to, what we got here? Okay, cool. All right. Awesome. So let me go ahead and wrap this up. We got about 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap. I want to share this with you too. So no fluff, no theory, no fluff, just real estate in action. Definitely scan that QR code tonight, 7 p.m. going live. We're going to talk about, obviously, the American Mentee Program, talk about VIPeXecs Realty Lending and Investments, how you can come aboard, how you can work with us, how we can help you, how you can help us. And the public service announcement is obviously, yes, if you want to drop your license with VIPeXecs Realty and Lending, we are hiring for that, looking for agents, listing agents, buyers agents, and in the private sector, looking for acquisitions, dispo, and yes, high ticket sales to sell the American Mentee Program. But most importantly is how to dominate your area, okay? A lot of people think the grass is greener on the other side. I'm going to go virtual. It's too hard right here in California. I'm going to go to Tennessee or Missouri or somewhere in the Midwest. Now, it could be done, trust me. But if you can't make it here or do any type of transaction here, how are you going to do it anywhere else, right? Now, I get it. Some people will because they go that route and they believe in it, and then they go do it. Then eventually they're going, shit, that was a pain in the ass. That happened, this happened, that happened. Can you do a virtual course, a virtual wholesaling company? Of course you can. But they don't tell you about all the bullshit that happens to get to that point, right? You still got to build it. You got to go through the bullshit, and you got to be prepared with the SOPs and processes, systems, and all that good stuff, right? Not that it doesn't work. I just say the grass is just as green right where you're standing in your own backyard than it is over on the other side of the fence. That's the Joneses effect, right? I want what they got. I want what they have. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, if you're kicking some ass and you want what they have, then yeah, that's different. Now you're like, hey, I want to go compete with those jabronis. I want to work with those jabronis. I want to network with them because I want to be like them or more. Now, you know what I'm saying? So you want the Lambo, or the big house, or you want whatever it is, different businesses, right? But you got to build up to that and earn your chops, earn your stripes, as they say in the military, I guess, right? But it's just part of the process. Okay, sorry. Just checking. Okay, so that's scan that QR code to be able to dominate your area. That's going to be a webinar that we're going to do. Here's another PSA announcement. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Yes, I'm going to be coming out live. I'm talking about, you got to sign up, of course. You got to scan that QR code. You got to sign up. If you sign up, then you're going to be part of that webinar. We're going to go through the whole thing where, yes, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to share with who I am, who the brokerage is, what the brokerage is about, a little history. And then we're going to get into what's available, what we do, what we have to offer, and what you can offer us, vice versa. Proposal will be dropped on the table for you to move forward or not. Either one doesn't matter, but it's there. It's going to be there for you. And then we're going to do some Q&A and answer any and all questions that you have in regards to real estate. Pick my brain. Even if you don't come aboard, it's okay. I think the price of admission, which is free, right? Not paying for the time, not paying an attorney, not paying for any type of consulting fee or anything like that. Although I could if I wanted to, right? And just get those answers or get those questions answered, I should say, right? But if you decide you want to come aboard, then awesome. It's still going to be a process. You're still going to, have to see if we're a good fit. And if we are, and you're coachable and you can follow directions, put your way out of a paper bag, take action, have a leap of faith, then you're going to get results. Then we'll rock. Guarantee it. Okay. Happens every single time. All right. So let's move to the next one. What do we got? Scan that QR code. Do I want to share this one? No. Yes, we do have Mindset Money Mondays, creative real estate investing. I'll share this one with you so you guys and gals actually know what this is. It's the American Mentee Program. All right, it's True 101 mentoring. You can scan that QR code, lock in your spot. I'm not sure what it's on it. Could be, who knows, right? I'm pretty sure it's for the one-on-one. But we got done with you and done for you. Those are two different onboarding and two different hard costs that are involved there. But we'll honor, if you see this, we'll honor whatever we need to, because I just want to make sure that we got the right people. And if you're committed, we are committed. Guarantee it. All right, motivated seller leads. That's something free just for watching this far and for staying aboard and just being part of what we're doing here. You can scan that QR code. It's to find motivated sellers. It's surfing for deals, right? It's kind of like driving for dollars, but you're surfing for deals with your phone, your iPad, your computer, and all that good stuff. We'll give you the websites, give you a video, give you the training, even give you the templates that you can use to copy and paste to blow up your phone, your email, and your text with sellers who need to sell, okay? Now, the ones that want to sell, the ones that need to sell, those are your bags of gold. The ones that want to sell, they can be bags of gold, but they're more geared towards, if you're a real estate agent, perfect, go list the property. Or if you know an agent, or even us, you can share it with us and we'll list it and get you, a referral fee of some sort if it's through the marketing company or maybe through us, because obviously you can only pay so much for a referral fee through RESPA and all that other good stuff with real estate agents and things of that nature, right? But if you know an agent, you want to pay it forward for them so they can send you deals, then that's a great way to do it. Give them that listing, say, hey, check it out. If you get it listed, awesome. Same token, remember, send me deals, please. Send me deals. I appreciate it. So you're making friends, right? So the want to sell, the need to sells are the ones you want, and the want to sells are going to be for real estate agents. See what we got here? Oh, a little bit of marketing juice. So these, just bring this back here. So this is part of the mentoring program as well, but let's get back to the door knocking thing. So you will have some marketing. You'll have our marketing here with some VIPeXecs Realty and lending stuff. You'll have stuff that's We Buy Houses type stuff. You'll have things that are Americans Helping Americans, Sell Your House Fast type stuff, right? Whatever it is for that day, whatever we're targeting. If we're targeting pre-foreclosures, there'll be a certain type of marketing. If we're going after expired listings, or maybe it's going to be some vacant properties in the area, or whatever type of lead we're going after, the marketing will adjust to that, as well as some of the training, right? So, and you still get paid. You earn and learn at the same token. So I wanted to share that with you. Here's our surfing for deals. Make sure you grab that. Scan that QR code. It says 0.00, right? Not $1,500, right? If I wanted to, I could probably do a whole training on that, charge you $1,500 and show you how to blow up your phone. If you're an agent and broker, that's gold. I need leads. I want to sell. I need to sell. I want them all, right? If you're a real estate investor, great way to get you started, especially if you're new, or you need a second way of lead generating. Then that becomes a vertical where you can do that, and then hire a VA to hunt, bring all those leads in, fill up your pipeline with the websites we're going to share with you and where you need to go, copy and paste, boom. You can plug in some software to automate it and all that good stuff, right? But it will fill up your pipeline. You will talk with sellers, and you will become very awesome at what you do. That's our gift to you, okay? Scan the QR code, our gift to you. Take a look, scan it, learn it, gobble it up. If you have any questions, definitely shoot us a DM or reach out in some capacity, and we'll help you out with that, okay? But there's not like a support thing for that, because it's not a product that gets sold out in the open market, okay? And if you like what you hear here, and you know anybody, say, hey, man, I think you'd be great for this podcast, or great for this seminar, or great for this local meetup, to go share your wares and talk with some people and fire up people and motivate them, then you can I believe that's not the speaker sheet. That's just, hey, if you want to get mentored, there it is. So I didn't have my glasses on, but there's a speaker sheet, or even if you want to, hey, get in touch with me or share my information with other people. We'd love it. We also would like you to like, share, and love a lot of this information because we appreciate it. Helps the algorithms, helps us. You're paying it forward. We're paying it forward. We're helping you, hopefully, taking the time to do this. And hopefully you're getting some awesome golden nuggets. Hopefully it opens up your horizon. If you're at that point, if you're past that point, you're like, hey, that's cool. And maybe, you know, took off a long time ago, or maybe you're like, hey, I like what this guy has to say. See what else he has to say. Then we appreciate you. Either way, doesn't matter. Oh, there it is. There's a speaker sheet. So if you have anybody, or if you know, there's my information, right? Obviously, I have a little bit more years. That needs to be updated, right? But it's all good. I got a little bit more hair there too. All right, but you can go to YouTube, any of the platforms, and all that good stuff. If you need to reach out, get my information, then, you know, hey, text you, whatever. You text me. You can do a DM, a Facebook DM, and share whatever you like to share. We'd appreciate it. Or if you got something you'd like to share, or maybe you like to jump on the horn here and share your business, your software, your skill sets, or whatever you have to offer, whatever you want to share. We'd love to talk with you as well and get you on these lives. It'd be awesome if you, you know, at any point. So Mindset Money Monday, we got Wellness Wednesdays. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to Miss Elizabeth, right? Obviously, she's been in the business for a pretty long time. Started off in mortgage, so real estate mortgage, and then moved to real estate agent, and then and then a broker. And then obviously doing stuff here in Southern California. And then we got our eyeball on Texas and Arizona. So that'll be the direction we'll be going in with the Texas Triangle, as well as Southern California here. Obviously all of California, but we focus on Southern California, whether it's luxury property. So her jam is luxury. She loves the luxury stuff, but she'll help you. It doesn't matter if it's $100,000 or $1 million or $10 million property. You want someone like Elizabeth and myself and our team on your side, okay, to be able to get that thing sold or to find you something and get you in there where it's not taking 3, 6, 7 months just to find a property and negotiate one, because everybody's getting beat out, or the agent's not aggressive enough, right, or tenacious enough. Then you need to give us a call. Now, let me see if I got a QR code. I'm going to pop a QR code up here so you can scan it and have that information. I believe it's here. No, where is it at? Bear with me. I got some door knocking stuff I'm going to put up here. Why don't I just do that? Let me see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So right there, you can scan that QR code. Look for properties on the MLS. Hunt properties. Get in touch. Let's rock. I got something down below for the good old door knocking stuff. Once I pull that up. Obviously, pink is her color, one of her colors anyways, thanks to my daughter. Miss Elizabeth. And then obviously there's a shot with both of us with the real estate investing side of things for VIPeXecs Realty and Lending. There's Mr. Ray. He's going to be the head of this here. I'm going to pull this up right here. Well, let me put that back up here. I got a QR code for you right here. All right, breaking news. Scan that QR code. That's to rock and roll, do deals together. I'm going to pull this up here for the door knocking magicness. Right there. Now, obviously, Ray's going to be the head of this door knocking project. Not even project. It's what we're going to be doing. It's going to blow up and explode. Guarantee it. Because people are doing old school with new school. Really, they're doing all the new school stuff. AI, text, ring voice message, things of that nature, even though things are changing. A lot more people are lazier. They don't want to get out and door knock, cold call, stuff like that. I get it. I was the same way when I started. I didn't want to do no door knocking. I want to do no calling. But guess what? We're going to do it, okay? I think it's going to be an exciting, awesome project. Rock and roll door knockers, or whatever we're going to call it, VIP door knockers, VIP rock and roll door knockers, right? We're going to be going after the college students, newbies, seasoned investors, agents that want to get involved to step up their game and learn this side of the business, right? It's going to be a beautiful, lovely thing. And yeah, we're going to build that out. I'm in talks as well with some other agencies that actually do that type of stuff. I'm not going to mention anybody who it is or what it is, but they're on top of the game. They've been doing it a long, long freaking time. I love the way they do all their stuff in-house with the training and coaching and all that good stuff, and building up the management and building up bodies, building up human beings, I should say, into management and into offices. So that's what we want to do. It's going to be part of our segment, or part of our leg, I should say, of building out VIPeXecs Realty lending and investments, right? It's going to be a beautiful, lovely thing. Scan that QR code, right? Scan that QR code right there. That should get us into the door-to-door open. Lock it up. Once we get the schedule going, so you're going to start seeing some marketing with this, and all you need to do is get on the list. Once you get on the freaking list, then we're going to have a location, and then we're going to go eat, get some coffee, do some training, and then you'll be assigned somebody. And yes, you're going to know you can't take your own car because we want to make sure we got you hostage so you don't take off, right? I'm just kidding. It just works better that way. You jump in the car, boom, take off, and we're going to rock and roll and go help some fellow Americans with their distress situations or any type of situation that's real estate. And we're going to lock up and buy properties and help them out and make some money and make it a win-win-win situation for everybody, okay? So it's going to be a beautiful, lovely thing. Here's the other one here. Shot of the team there. Let me see. Where's it at? We'll do this one here. This is a cool graphic. I like this. If you look at that, you can't probably see it, but maybe you can. They got that cool dude with, looks like a Star Wars guy, right? The door knocking thing. But it's pretty awesome. You can scan that QR code as well. It's open to the door knocking, rock and roll deals, right? That's what we're going to be doing. So more marketing is going to come out. Definitely, probably a little one pager. I know some people use like Google Docs and shit like that. We're probably just going to put a little one-page website together. Boom. It'll explain what's going to happen, what you need to do, what's required, and that's it. All right. And we'll pick a location. So this is all in the works, right? But definitely be part of it. If you want to earn and learn, it's going to be a beautiful, lovely thing. We'll be hitting the Inland Empire. We'll be hitting San Bernardino. We'll be hitting Los Angeles. We'll be hitting Orange County. But we're going to take a segment at a time, which is going to be probably a city or two. We're going to take all those leads, and then the lead people will be able to go in there and have those leads, divvy up the leads, drive their little team to wherever they're located. We'll have these laptops and iPads. We'll be in the location, or we'll be in the car, or we'll be at a coffee shop at a local place, right? Pounding it out, as well as central or in the office to be able to communicate. So when we're at the door, we'll be able to pop out offers very quickly. We'll be able to set those appointments very quickly. We'll be able to get into the house and rock deals that same freaking day if the seller is willing to do that, okay? And that'll be our jobs, right? Your job is going to be, hey, earn and learn and get us into the front door. Absorb the simple training. The mission is the submission, and or a simple appointment to get us in the door to be able to go present and do some offers and write some offers and get some deals. So it leads to appointments, to offers, to deals, to COE, close of escrow, money bag, everybody gets paid, okay? That is the beautiful thing that we'll be producing through 2026. The first quarter, for sure, we'll be hitting it hard and heavy. We'll be kind of starting the proceeds process now, even in December. I know it's Christmas time. It'll be fun. It'll be awesome. And we'll be lots of coffee, right? Be nice and toasty. To be so I encourage you to be part of that, okay? As well as my challenge starting tomorrow, 100 videos, 100 days, whether it's here in the studio, out in the field, or while I'm with my family and I gotta take off for a little bit and go this way over here into the corner to do my video. That's what I'm gonna do. If I miss a day, I have to do 100 push-ups. Now, come on. I haven't worked out in a long, long time, okay? I'll be honest with you, right? But I do my Orwellian stretches and, calisthenics, whatever you want to call it, right? Just to kind of keep the body, moving and, functioning. But working out with weights has been a long, long time. Even with, the push-ups and the pull-ups and all that good stuff and sit-ups and all that good stuff, right? This is one way of forcing me into that. And then another way is to say, look, I'm going to do a video every single freaking day because I know it's one, it's going to help the brand. Two, it's going to obviously force me to put all these videos together, and some of it's going to be shit. Some of it's going to suck. And a lot of it's going to be freaking gold, right? Content gold that we'll take and we'll monetize the shit out of it, and it'll give us more business. So there it is, the challenge, right? 100 videos, 100 days, or 100 push-ups if I miss a freaking day, okay? So that is my commitment to doing that. That's a self-commitment. If anybody wants to jump aboard and do that, then definitely, hey, I challenge you to do it. Go for it. What do you have to lose? Absolutely freaking nothing. You'll become a better speaker. You won't be afraid of public speaking or getting in front of a camera. It'll be exciting and new, because that's part of that thing where people want to see that shit, right? Because when I pop out a video, I'm not going to get all suited up and all this stuff every single day. No, you're going to catch me while I'm probably out somewhere with a hat or a shirt. I like my polos though, right? So I'm not going to lie. I don't go out in sweats. I don't go out with hair all fucking jacked up or anything. You know, I gotta roll outside with the process, right? It's like the same way they put a Big Mac together. It doesn't take 6 people to get me rocking and rolling, but there's maybe 6 steps, right? Anyways, but check that out. That's going to be fun and exciting. Definitely be part of that. That's going to be fun. I'm actually looking forward to that. I wasn't before, but I am now that my eyes have been opened up from what I mentioned before, from chatting with a few others who have these agencies that do stuff like this. I'll just leave it at that. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be fantastic. Okay, so I'm excited about that. You should be too. If not, that's okay. You'll get to watch it. Anyways, here we go. Let's go. I'll put this up here, and then here's this one here. This is right here. Amplify presents the American Mentee Program. Adjust, adapt, or perish, right? Now, every time I put this graphic up, sometimes it gets locked up, but for whatever reason, maybe I shouldn't be sharing it. But I am anyways, okay? Are you a daisy chainer or a deal maker? I'm going to help you become a deal maker. Fuck the daisy chaining, okay? Bullshit, JV, all that good stuff. Do we JV with our mentees? Yeah, but it's more in depth, right? It's almost like onboarding, paperwork, and all this other stuff. A selection process, so we know who we are back and forth before you go out into the field and your training, right? So we will JV with you because we are partnering up with you, right? And working together. It's not like going, hey, how are you? You don't want to get on the phone? You want to hide behind the computer? The keyboard warrior? You don't want to answer your phone? Text marketing, DMs, cry about when someone calls you. That was pretty interesting. So here's my little venting part, right? I'll tell this story. We got a property for sale. Young man works with us, brought us a lead, vetted him a little bit, so we have our process, called the person early in the morning, have my nice cup of coffee, watching the sun, making a call, go through the process, ask if this is who and so, blah, 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 I got this, that. Long story short, says, no, that's not me. Goodbye. I'm like, what the fuck was that about, right? So it's just weird, but we went back and, hey, my apologies. I'm sorry if this is not you. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But is this you and this you and this you? We got this from our associate who works with us. And boom, sent it. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's a weird way to validate who I am, but that's me. You called, but I wasn't sure who it was. I couldn't hear you, made some excuses, whatever. Maybe, I don't know. But the bottom line is it's funny, right? And including people, right? People want a house or they want a property, but then it takes forever. Oh, I'm so busy, the MLM shit, right? I get it. When people don't chat with you or want to get on the phone with you and talk with you, I get it. That's called a priority. It just means that you're not a priority, right? And I get that. In the sales business, don't give a shit. I'm going to call till you block my ass. I'm going to call and touch bases with you. Got something to sell, got something to work, got a deal. We're going to move forward. As long as you're in the business, we're going to rock. If not, that's okay. Don't answer the phone. Don't talk. Will I get it? No. I'm going to call you anyways, right? I'm going to touch bases with you anyways, right? Until we're either going to work together in some capacity or not, and that's okay. Or you're going to disappear and not be in the business anymore. That's cool too. But that's part of the business, right? If you're like, that's like competition or not competition. It's like if you're in the business and you're saying you're in the real estate business, then I'm going to pursue, right? As I always say, right? I think that I got a cool meme that says, what, champions dominate. Champions dominate, so don't be a bitch, right? That's a brutal one. It's almost like this other graphic here, right? Are you a deal maker or a daisy chainer? Now, daisy chainers, and I'm hearing this, there's some other posts. It was cool. I think the young man for posting goes, man, these daisy chains, it sucks. These people trying to sell other people's deals. Why don't they just go after their own deals? Exactly. That's the way I've always been. When I got started, I went after my own deals. And then others saying, oh, I saw this on YouTube. I said, well, before that, there was none. But then after YouTube came out, wholesalers are saying, oh, yeah, look at this. They're saying, go do this, go do that. Go be a bird dog. Go do this, go do that. And, if they do it right, awesome. If they don't do it right, then it just puts a giant clog in the business, right? It's like a pipe. If you got a bunch of shit in there, then you got to unclog that son of a bitch. And that's usually when the market shifts and changes. Then it gets unclogged, and a bunch of agents are no longer agents. A bunch of wholesalers, investors are no longer investors because the market shifts and changes. And only the ones that's the weeding out process will survive and rock and thrive. And then when the market starts coming back, then people start getting back into it. More agents, more investors and wholesalers. And the cycle just does its same thing over and over and over and over. The same way the banks get the same houses every cycle. They do the loans. They get over leveraged. Americans get over leveraged. They lose their houses. The banks take them back. Then they sell them to investors, right? And then the same process happens every cycle, every 15, 20, 25 years, right? The cycle's coming, all right? But it's pro tip right there, right? So something to think about. But if you want to rock and roll and you want to be a deal maker, scan that QR code right now, and let's help you become a deal maker, okay? I'm done here. I got one more awesome, beautiful, lovely thing for you. Sub 2, fix and flip, or buy and hold. They're all, I'm going to say, let's learn the best strategy for you. No, learn them all. Sub 2, learn it. Fix and flip, get a taste of it. Or buy and hold. Yes, buy and hold you're going to want. But it is a natural progression. I got into sub 2 by accident simply because I was getting circumvented. People stealing my deals. I give them to an investor. They go and fix it and flip it. My wife Liz says, hey, she's in the mortgage business, pulls title, goes, hey, I thought you were going to get paid. Oh, motherfuckers. Went and did the deal. They went to the seller, didn't pay me. All I wanted was a referral fee, right? It's not like I wanted, like today, a lot of wholesalers I call bird dogs. I want $5,000, for giving you this address. No, it's $250 to $1,250 if you're lucky for a referral, right? All I wanted was a referral from the investor. Pay me a couple $100 so I can put it back into my business, have some marketing, and continue and grow and bring you more deals, right? But who knows, right? I don't know why people would bite the hand that's feeding them deals, and then they go behind your back and they're never going to get a deal from me. I'm going to put them on the black book and say, you're a shit bag, not going to work with you ever again, and watch out for this shit bag because they'll steal your deals, right? But it happens in the industry even today. Happens all the time. And if you don't hear about it, it's because people aren't talking about it. Or if you do hear about it, it's because you've been in the business long enough, or that's come your way, or it's come down the path, or you haven't experienced it yet, right? It's going to happen. It's inevitable. But at the same token, you got to protect yourself, and that's what I did. And I started going, okay, I'll start wholesaling. I'll start writing up the contract. I'll get it into escrow. I'll do a memorandum of option and record the memorandum of option. Let me take it even further. So we don't do sub 2 deals because they're the super tightest deal, or there's no other way to do it. I don't care if it's a cash deal. If it's 50 cents on the dollar, 60, 65 cents on the dollar, we're going to pitch sub 2, and we're going to lock it up sub 2, subject to existing financing, so we can control the deal. And that's the only reason I did it before, because I said, hey, if I control this deal, don't matter who comes and tries to take it, they're not going to be able to, right? Because the property is put into a trust for legal and tax purposes, and then we're going to go ahead and control it. And then we're going to notify everybody that needs to be notified legally and go from there. If we're going to fix it and flip it, if it's buy and hold, then it's a different story, different strategy. But I did that because of that, and it worked out great. And then as you do more of it, you go, oh, my God, why you got all that paperwork and all this and notary and do all that? That's a lot of work to do that. But when you do it a lot, kind of like the burger, right? So if you're McDonald's and you have a recipe and you're going, I need a Big Mac, and McDonald's has 6 people to make a Big Mac. But if you're like a one-man show, or you're just maybe, let's call you McDowell's, right? You're McDowell's, you got a Big Mac, but it's called a McDowell instead. And you're not going to have, you can't afford 5 or 6 people to make a burger. And you're not going to sell as many burgers, right? You may try, but it's just going to be one person, right? One person's going to make the burger, and then another person's going to serve it, right? It's not going to be the same thing. You're not going to have the same result. It's not going to taste the same to a degree, right? Because there's going to be fuck-ups along the way. If you have too much inflow and too many customers and things of that nature, then the quality goes down, right? So my point is, you got to be skilled, right? You want to be able to lock that stuff up and do the same thing over and over. So if you have all these pieces that got to be done, one, you get an attorney eventually if you're going to do that, or you're going to put it together or have a team that puts together all that stuff for you. So then it doesn't take as long. It's just like riding a bike. It's easy peasy. It's part of the process. Boom, 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 boom. But it's super solid as a freaking rock. And it's not because, oh, you want to pay somebody or someone's going to get paid to put a trust together or extra paperwork. No, it's to protect yourself. It's to protect the sellers, to protect the investors, to protect everybody involved, and full disclosure to everybody at the end of the day by crossing your T's and dotting your freaking I's, right? And it's part of the process. Because if you notice, a lot of the bigger gurus or anybody who's doing this, they have their properties in a trust, right? They got holding companies in all kinds of structured different ways, right? There's a reason for that, right? So why wouldn't you do it? It's a smarter thing to do because it takes more time. Will make it easier. I don't know, but bottom line is that and it's acquired taste. You do whatever you want, right? At the end of the day, because it's your business. But that's why I did it, just so I can go ahead and control it, do what I wanted to do. Can I get a loan on it? Can I, do whatever, fix it, flip it? Can I list it without having to do a contract and to do an ovation? Because novations run around. That's something that's new too. That was a commodity back in the day, or I should say not commodity. It was a novelty back in the 70s and 80s. But it's back now, so people are doing it. It's cool, just because to avoid having to get a license, but to still be able to list the property on the MLS. So there's always ways. You see what I'm saying? What I said earlier before, right? I'm going to get off here because I think I've chatted enough, got you again, tons of information. Hopefully it's valuable and hopefully it helps you out. But the novation thing, yeah, I kind of like that. I think it's kind of cool. It's just part of the process for us because our funnel, our deal flow is a little longer than most, right? And we got a place for that in our deal flow home. And that's going to be, novations. It's cool. And we're going to share that with others as well. And be able to offer that to sellers as well, instead of going sub 2, because sub 2 is a little more in depth, right? And then you got to fill out some stuff. You got to notarize some stuff. There's a trust involved and another 20 documents that are involved that all get signed and notarized and a bunch of other stuff, right? Could be intense for somebody unless you have the money for an attorney or whatever to do all that good stuff. If you want to make it a little simpler, then I think there's 5 or 6 contracts and agreements at a novation you got to put together and serve up to somebody who wants full value or closer to full value or wants more for their money, right? For us, like I said, and I'll continue to still do it for buying a property at 50, 60, 70 cents on the dollar, sub 2, go for it. Lock it up, control the sucker, wholesale it to make friends, or we'll list it and sell it, or we'll fix it and flip it and go forward in that capacity. It's just the way I like doing it. It doesn't mean you have to, but we're going to share that with you. Everything that we have, our resources will become your resources. So sub 2, fix, flip, or buy and hold should do them all. At least go through the process and then pick the one that you want the best, right? I was talking to an awesome young man. I guess he bought into like a franchise or something like that. He has some stuff for sale, but he did the marketing thing. He did what they said to do and bought the territory and things of that nature. Awesome, cool dude. But so I got to learn sub 2. Do I want to fix and flip? Do I want to buy and hold? He goes, man, we like to fix and flip. We like that. Fix, flip, we like everything about it, like the juicy checks and all that good stuff. So that's their jam, right? That's their niche. Until the market starts shifting and changing, then maybe they make enough money, they can take enough time to maybe learn some sub 2 for some buy and holds and things of that nature. Who knows, right? But everybody's going to at least go through it and figure out what works best for you. That's how the American Mentee program works. That's how VIPeXecs Realty lending and investments works, right? Is that we're going to put together what works for you and then design a plan to work together, right? Shouldn't it be like that anyways? Like if you go to a doctor, you're going to want to go to a doctor that knows you and cares about you, right? If you go to the eye doctor, you want someone who cares about your eyeballs and wants to take care of you, right? Maybe it's an attorney. Maybe it's an engineer. Maybe it's a contractor, right? Those people are hard to find for your team. And that's where we want to be part of your team at the same token. Or come and work with us or come and work for us at the end of the day. The doors are open. The opportunities are open. Sky's the freaking limit. Rock and roll and all that you do. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up now because I believe there should be something that's probably going to roll. Let me put this back up here, and then we're going to close it all out, okay? We'll close it all out with this one here. There we go. So without further ado, rock and roll and all that you do. Let me see what we got here. Okay, we're still good. We're recording. Okay. So like I said, this is streaming through all different types of social media platforms. Let me go ahead and put my mug up here too, as I like to close them up with eye to eye. So rock and roll and all that you do. Hopefully you're doing well. Let's get out there. We will be doing the door knocking, rock and rollness, just to an overview on the PSA announcements for 2026 as well as December and what we're looking for and doing in the market. So we're definitely looking for properties to buy, sell, fix, and flip. We're obviously have the VIPeXecs Realty lending and investments. So obviously we do list properties. We work with luxury properties, standard properties, investors, doesn't matter, buyers and all that good stuff to help you get into your forever home or second home or third home, as well as lending, the traditional lending, conventional stuff, FHA, Freddie, Fannie Mac, all that good stuff, VA loans, USDA, and yes, even private money, double transactions, hard money, all that good stuff. And then obviously we're bringing in the investment side where we'll be able to fix, flip, buy, and hold. Or if you're looking for fix, flips, buy, and holds, we can serve those up to you and work with you in some capacity, as well as the mentoring and training. If you're wanting to hang your license with us and get the best of both worlds, right? The public sector and the private sector, then you need to come aboard VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments. It is the future of real estate. I'm going to tell you that the future of real estate, it's what's going to be moving in the future. This is, this type of, I guess, brokerage is what's going to be the future, as well as because these things are marrying together, right? The agents, public sector, private sector are coming together, been coming together for a little bit, as well as technology and all that good stuff. So definitely jump aboard. We'd love to have you. We only want to work with serious people at the end of the day. So if you're serious and you're ready to rock, then definitely let's have a chit chat and talk, and we'll go from there. Okay. So without further ado, rock and roll in all what you do, as well as made in America. Let's get back to made in America. That's our whole goal here. Let's go out and help our fellow Americans. Hopefully you go out and help your fellow Americans. Bless you with abundance, prosperity, health, and wealth. And again, rock and roll in all that you do. I'm Eric of AHA Americans Helping Americans, VIPeXecs Realty, Lending, and Investments, powered by, yes, Amplified Media. We're here to rock and roll with you. Scan that QR code. Let's get involved. Let's rock and roll together. You can scan that one right there. That's for the Facebook group. We'll talk to you soon. Today is Deal Thursday, the Amplified Real Estate Show. I will be back for Friday highlights tomorrow. And then Saturday, we're going to be rocking and rolling. So hopefully, I don't know if we're going to be able to launch it this week or next week for sure for the door knocking team. We'll have a location. We're still working out the logistics and all that good stuff. But definitely, let's rock and roll in Southern California and anywhere in the United States of America. But hey, I'd love to have some coffee, maybe some dinner, break some bread somehow here in Southern California. So definitely reach out. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.